I'm Sam Wilburn. I'm a medical provider here at the Mazzoni Center. I welcome any pronouns used with respect, and we're going to talk a little bit about MPox. So MPox is a virus in the same family as smallpox. Historically, it was something not seen super commonly in the United States. But as of last summer, we had an outbreak that largely affected the LGBT community. It's a virus that usually manifests as skin lesions that can be quite painful. It is very, very rarely fatal, but definitely still super disruptive to your day-to-day life, and definitely in the current outbreak can be disruptive to your sexual health, well-being, and sex life overall. It spreads through direct skin contact, and that's through, I guess, micro tears, you could kind of call it, but it is actual pressured skin-to-skin contact, which is to say that if you were to just brush up against somebody, we don't necessarily think that that would place you at risk. It's more like longer actual rubbing of skin together, particularly on a lesion, which is what makes sex uniquely risky. Symptoms can show up sort of a decently wide range, but usually a couple days after exposure to 3 weeks after. Most of the time we're saying about a week. A lot of literature on MPox talks about, at the very beginning, getting sort of general viral symptoms, so fevers, chills. Not everybody in the current outbreak has had those. The hallmark symptoms are lesions that are about half a centimeter wide. They're round, they generally hurt quite a lot, and they tend to happen at the site where you got the infection. So since we are primarily seeing transmission happen through sex, that tends to be mouths, genitals, butts. Other symptoms, some people don't necessarily have visible lesions, but can have a lot of anal and rectal pain. Folks who get it in their mouths may have some mouth and throat pain and difficulty swallowing. There is a vaccine available, so if you're not vaccinated, that would be the top recommendation. And we are recommending people get both shots at least a month apart. So if you've only had one, you should get the second. If you've had neither, you should get both. Aside from vaccination, it can be a little bit tricky to protect yourself. There's not great evidence on how helpful condoms are, just since it is skin to skin. There is the obvious, if you know that there's an outbreak right now in your area, going to a larger event where sex with a lot of partners might happen, might not be the best time to do it. Ultimately, getting the vaccine is the best thing you can do for yourself, because I don't want to tell you for another summer in a row after 2 years of pandemic that you can't do something again. So really just try and have an open line of communication with your medical provider about your individual risk to try and make a plan that works for you. Ideally, everybody should get the vaccine. I don't know what the current state of supply is. Because we are seeing this disproportionately in the queer community, definitely sexually active members of the queer community should be doing it. If you are in a mutually monogamous relationship and you're queer, then your risk is lower. So I wouldn't say you need to rush out and get it. But these are, again, conversations to have with your provider. But yeah, if you're a queer person and you're having sex with more than one person, you should get the vaccine.